Hey everyone, Farrell here with some quality of life tips for world boss farming. As you probably know, there are currently 5 world bosses in the game which drop extremely rare and elusive mounts. These world bosses have a weekly lockout per character, which means you will have more attempts on them based on the amount of alt characters you have. 4 of these mount dropping world bosses are located in Pandaria, with the other dropping from Draenor. For the Pandaria world bosses, Son of Galleon drops from Galleon in the Valley of the Four Winds, Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpent drops from the Shaw of Anger in Kunlai Summit, Cobalt Primordial Direhorn drops from Undasta on the Isle of Giants, and the Thundering Cobalt Cloud Serpent drops from Nilak on the Isle of Thunder. As for our Draenor world boss, the Solar Spirehawk drops from Rukmar in Spires of Iraq. All 5 of these mounts have an estimated drop rate of 1 in 2,000. Insane, right? That means you're likely going to have to farm these for a very, very long time. But fear not, Frail is here to make your grind a little more bearable and cut down on the time it takes to farm these weekly. To prepare for your weekly world boss runs, stock up on bonus rolls. These are seriously important for farming world bosses, with the exception of Rukmar. All 4 Pandaria world boss mounts can be bonus rolled, so in essence, when you kill a world boss in bonus roll, you're getting 2 attempts at the mount. That's like dual boxing, it's great. The 2 bonus rolls you need are Elder Charms of Good Fortune, which are used on Galleon and Shaw of Anger, and Mogar Runes of Fate, which are used on Undasta and Nilak. Like I said, Rukmar cannot be bonus rolled, so you need not worry about the coins for her. I have no idea what they're called because they're worthless. The best way to farm the currency for both Elder Charms and Mogar Runes is on the Timeless Isle. There are 2 very quick ways to get to the Timeless Isle. If you've never done the quest Journey to the Timeless Isle, you can pick it up from Chromie, who sits on top of the Mogushan Palace in Vale of Eternal Blossoms. She will give you an item that will teleport you quickly to the island. Once you're there, just abandon the quest and you can pick it up again next week. If you've already completed the quest, like I did on a couple of my main characters, you can go ahead and farm a little bit of Xiaohao rep up to Honored, which can be farmed from the Tarn-looking dudes around the Isle, and purchase a Time-Lost artifact that will not give you Time-Lost Protodrake, but it will teleport you to the Timeless Isle as well. Now that you're on the Isle, I personally enjoy farming the frogs along the southeastern edge of the island, which yield both Lesser Charms of Good Fortune and Timeless Coins, which happens to be both currencies you need for your bonus rolls. Each Elder Charm costs 20 Lesser Charms of Good Fortune, and each Mogar Rune costs 1,000 Timeless Coins. Farm as long as you can stand it before deciding to turn in for your coins, because you can stock up for quite a few weeks if you do it this way. The Mogar Runes will be purchased from the Lady Panda What's-Her-Face next to Emperor Xiaohao, which is in the center of the Timeless Isle. The Elder Charms will be purchased from Niuzao Temple in Townlong Steps from the Valor and Justice Quartermaster. The fatty in the middle is the one you're going to be purchasing your coins from. Now that you have your coins, you can start on your bosses. Now the only order I recommend is doing Rukmar first, then Nilak, then Galleon, Shaw, and Undasta in a straight line heading north. Unfortunately, chances are you're going to have to spend a lot of time sitting at your computer and just waiting for the bosses to spawn. Their spawn timer is roughly 15 minutes. There's a really nifty shortcut to get to Nilak on the Isle of Thunder. First, head back to Mogushan Palace in Vale of Eternal Blossoms and head inside. Talk to this panda on the right and queue up for any Throne of Thunder LFR mode and accept the queue. Once you're inside the instance, you can use either your Sun Reaver beacon if you're Horde or Kirin Tor beacon if you're Alliance. Both of these beacons are awarded when you do the intro quest for your faction to get to the Isle of Thunder in the first place. Once you're out, you can just leave the instance and wow, you're on the Isle! No long flight paths necessary. But you know who does require long flight paths? Rukmar. Unfortunately, especially if you're Horde, you're gonna have to haul yourself out to this big bird in Spires of Iraq on a flight path. She spawns pretty high up, so you can just wait here for her to spawn and fly down to your level if you don't have flying, and assuming someone else doesn't pull her first. The other 3 world bosses are pretty painless to get to. Just head south from Vale to get to Galleon, then just travel north to hit Shaw, and then finally Undasta. Make sure to bring gliders to Undasta if you're manually flying, otherwise you're going to break a few dozen bones hitting the ground once you get dismounted in the flight-free zone. A couple of add-ons you may want to consider, especially if you have a ton of alts, is saved instances and rarity. Rarity will keep track of your attempts, including bonus rolls. Saved instances will keep track of which characters you've done your world bosses on for the week. And that's pretty much all you need to know. Remember to keep in mind the rarity of these mounts and don't drain yourself trying to get them. Hopefully these tips make things a little easier for you on your weekly farms and reduce the time you're spending on them as a whole. Have a great week!